Hello, my name is Wayne Parry and I'm here in Germany. I was recently evacuated from Kabul in Afghanistan and sent to Qatar by the US forces and eventually made my way here to Germany, which is now a very safe haven for me. Long story short, I'm from Australia. I left Australia, a country that has a travel restriction, a travel ban, so that citizens cannot leave the country. For work reasons, I left the country after being rejected several times for an exemption. That means that by leaving the country, I cannot go back. I risk 5 years in prison if I attempt to go back. I have no intention of going back. That was my whole reason for leaving, so that because I don't want to return. I found myself in Afghanistan, where I was working for Australian colleges, which went broke because of lockdowns in Australia, and that meant that I had problems getting out of Afghanistan. The Taliban takeover took us all by surprise. We were not predicting that until October or beyond. And so, like many of my colleagues in Afghanistan, we had to be evacuated to safer places in the Middle East or Europe. Because of my passport, despite the fact that I cannot go home to Australia, my passport does provide some privileges, and that is that it is easier to get into places like Germany. It's easier to get out of places like Afghanistan. So even though I spent hours with the Taliban apprehended at the airport, I got out and I am now safe. Sadly, a lot of my colleagues and friends back in Afghanistan are still stuck. The airport is closed, borders are closed. We're looking for ways to get people out of there. These are people that are in danger of not just being arrested, but far worse by the Taliban because of their previous history working with the military, working with international companies, and working with people like me. So all my time is spent here in Germany helping people. We have a group back in Kabul, friends and colleagues of mine. Because I work in education, we are using classrooms in Kabul where people can come in and continue to learn, and secretly we're helping people to leave. This is without the Taliban knowing. I cannot say too much in here and disclose the names of the schools, but it's a way that we can secretly get people out because it's too late to fly out of the airport. So my whole time is spent helping these people. It's financially draining. It's emotionally draining. I have no time to fix myself, despite health problems that I have. They have to come last at the moment. I have to help these people. They're in a far worse situation than I am now here in a very safe country like Germany. So on behalf of me and my colleagues back in Kabul, we're looking for any type of help you can assist with, and that could be monetary, that could be skills that you have. I'm spending all my time signing applications to get people into countries like Australia, despite the fact that I cannot go home. I'm a refugee, I guess, in a different level of a refugee. I do understand that, but I risk imprisonment if I go back. Now, people who are escaping from Afghanistan can go to a country like mine or other similar countries, and that is what we are trying to do, to get people out of there as quickly as possible, and assisting them to cross a border. And I cannot say which countries because, again, I don't want this information to be disclosed to the wrong people in Afghanistan, but we are trying to get them across borders into a safer place where embassies in those countries can then assist them to make their way to countries like here in Germany, UK, Canada, Australia, etc. So that is the task. It's a colossal job that requires a lot of help. I cannot do this alone. And the small group of people helping me in Kabul are struggling. Banks have collapsed. So we're trying to find ways to get money into the country through Western Union when that opens in a few days. But in the meantime, we need any help you can provide. It doesn't have to be money, but it could be, you might have skills or know people who know a thing or two about migration. In order to help us with processing some of these applications. Anything you can do will be deeply appreciated by me and by the people still in Afghanistan. We need to get them out. Time is ticking. As the weeks go by, Afghanistan will no longer be in the headlines, and the general public will lose interest in the plight of many, many people in Afghanistan, and their problems and their situation will not change. It will continue until we can get people out. So please help me to help others, and the more that it can collectively be involved in this, the more we can help people to come to a place like here in Germany where I'm safe. And I want my friends and colleagues in Afghanistan to enjoy that same conclusion where they're no longer fearing for their lives. Thank you very much in advance, and feel free to send me suggestions on how you can help, or there's a funding a campaign that we're doing, and I'll include details of that as well. Thank you very much, and I hope you can help in some way or another. Thank you.